Thanks to our Keelty band, and I tell you what, if anything is going to rile us up, it is an English woman telling us what the rules are for a Keelty band. Oh, we were ready for war here in the studio. Who's that woman telling us the rules?
Everyone's offended, everyone's furious, and somehow everyone is absolutely convinced they're the smartest person in the room. One joke on a late-night couch, a few seconds of laughter, and suddenly the internet is on fire. Friendships are broken, national identities are questioned.
I always have thought that the Late Late Show is intrinsically Irish. How do you explain it to your UK friends?
I explain it.
And timelines look like emotional war zones. That's where we're starting today, because this isn't just about a TV host or a joke or even England versus Ireland. This is about outrage culture, pride, resilience, and how multiculturalism somehow became both our greatest strength and our biggest trigger. Welcome to It's Tragic. Quick favor, if you're already nodding, already annoyed, or already forming a comment in your head, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Over 92% of viewers haven't yet. It's free, takes a second, and it keeps this chaos coming straight to you. Thanks, if you did. Now back to the show. Let's talk about how we got here. A casual conversation about Irish actors succeeding on a global stage somehow turned into accusations of anti-English sentiment. Think about that for a second. Not a speech, not a manifesto, not a political rant. A joke. And suddenly, people are screaming about cultural disrespect like someone just deleted an entire chapter of history.
It is an English woman telling us what the rules are for a Keelty band. Oh, we were ready for war here in the studio. Who's that woman telling us the rules?
That's the internet now. No speed bumps, no pause, just reaction, rage, repeat. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit out loud. Pride is a fragile thing. National pride, cultural pride, personal pride, all of it. We love celebrating it when it's ours, and we hate questioning it when it's challenged.
The Late Late Show only works in Ireland. If you're trying to explain that, I've tried to explain many times to English people in TV what this show is.
Irish pride shows up as resilience, survival, storytelling, and a long memory. English pride shows up as tradition, influence, legacy, and yes, sensitivity to being the punchline. Neither is wrong. Both are human. But when multicultural spaces collide with unresolved history, humor becomes a landmine. And this is where multiculturalism gets interesting. We love it on paper. Diversity, shared platforms, global talent, everyone singing Kumbaya. But in real life, multiculturalism is messy. It's jokes that don't land the same way everywhere.
Well, without putting too fine a point on it, Patrick Kielty is as Irish as you'll get anybody. He's a big GA man. He has a very fresh perspective on Irishness, which we haven't heard from anybody who's presented the Late Late Show before. With all the greatest respect in the world for three of the best broadcasters Ireland have ever had in terms of Ryan Tubridy, Pat Kenny and Gay Byrne. All of them have lived in very particular socio-economic backgrounds, all of them living in Dublin. Patrick Kielty will be coming from outside of the RTE bubble.
It's history sneaking into punchlines. It's people laughing in one room and boiling in another. And the internet? The internet has zero patience for nuance. It doesn't ask what was the intent. It asks how angry can I get in under 280 characters. Now, let's be honest, outrage has become a hobby. Some people don't even watch the full clip. They just read a caption written by someone who watched half of it while brushing their teeth. Suddenly, everyone's an expert in cultural ethics. Everyone's offended on behalf of someone else. And the loudest voices aren't always the most thoughtful. They're just the most caffeinated. But here's the twist. The backlash says more about resilience than rage. Cultures that have survived conflict, erasure, colonization, and identity crises don't lose their edge. They joke, they poke, they provoke. That's resilience talking. Humor isn't always cruelty. Sometimes it's survival wearing a grin. Irish storytelling has always been sharp because history demanded it. English culture has always been confident because history rewarded rewarded it. When those two energies meet, sparks are inevitable. And yet, instead of talking about growth, representation, or the insane fact that global cinema is finally bigger than one accent or one passport, we spiral into tribalism. It becomes us versus them again, because nothing fuels engagement like division. Algorithms love anger. Calm doesn't trend. Perspective doesn't go viral. Rage does. Rage gets clicks. Rage gets retweets. Rage gets you noticed. Here's where pride becomes dangerous. When pride refuses to coexist, it turns brittle. It stops being confidence and becomes defensiveness. Multiculturalism isn't about everyone agreeing, it's about everyone sharing space without demanding silence from the others. If every joke has to be pre-approved by history, culture, and the comment section, comedy dies. And when comedy dies, conversation follows right behind it. But don't get it twisted. This isn't a free pass to be reckless. Intent matters. Context matters. Power dynamics matter. The problem is we've replaced discussion with condemnation. There's no room anymore for, hey, that didn't land well. It's straight to cancel, boycott, and never forgive. That's not progress. That's emotional short-circuiting. What's tragic, and yes, that word matters here, is that multiculturalism was supposed to make us more curious. Instead, it's making us more defensive. We hear something unfamiliar and assume hostility. We see someone celebrating their culture and assume it's an attack on ours. Pride turns into insecurity wearing a flag. And yet, resilience still shows up. It shows up in people who say, we can laugh and still respect each other. It shows up in creators who refuse to sanitize their identity in order to avoid backlash. It shows up in audiences who actually listen before reacting. That's the part that doesn't trend, but it's the part that lasts. So here's the real question. Are we actually offended or are we addicted to being offended? Are we protecting culture or protecting ego? Because there's a difference. Multiculturalism only works when pride doesn't need to dominate the room, when resilience doesn't mean bitterness, when humor doesn't require permission slips. This whole situation could have been a conversation about global talent, shared history, and cultural evolution. Instead, it became another digital shouting match where nobody wins and everyone feels justified. And honestly, that's the most predictable outcome possible. Because outrage is easy, understanding takes effort, and effort doesn't trend. If this hit a nerve, good. That means it mattered. If it annoyed you, even better. That means you're thinking. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue respectfully. Disagree loudly. Share this with someone who's always angry online and tell them to breathe for a second. Like the video if you made it this far. Subscribe to It's Tragic for more unapologetic breakdowns. And thank you genuinely for watching.